Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermit's One Card Spread series. Note that this video is divided into three parts. A short introduction, which we are doing right now. Part 1, which is a descriptive study of the card for the day. And Part 2, which is a reading from the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. If you want to navigate directly to any of the three parts mentioned, just click on their respective links at the timestamp provided in the description of this video. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. In this series, we will be using the Giant Rider Waite Tarot deck. We will also be using the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. Now, the first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite Tarot deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Okay, we are now in part 1 of the Major Arcana card number 7, which is the Chariot. Now, before we start, I would like to invite you to join me and use your intuition to fly with me into a world of imagination. Okay, come with me and we'll be in a world full of imagination. Anyway, when you look at it, okay, I would like you to join me and let us review the previous cards. So this is card number 7. Now let us review from card 3 to number 6. Okay, try to see if there's a story behind it. Okay, remember that it is always the Major Arcana, at least the Major Arcana is sort of like a story of the journey of the Fool, and the Fool in number 3, in story number 3 or card number 3, the Fool met the Empress. Okay, when you look at the Empress, no, the Empress has a crown that has a lot of stars in it, no? Here, the Chariot has a crown with a star in it also. And when you look at it, there are also a lot of stars also. Yes, they seem to be like stars also here, no? So there is the star of the Empress here on the crown, and also on the curtain, and also on the cloth behind him. When you look at it also, the river here is flowing, and the river behind him is also quite abundant, no? And at the same time, no, when you look at him, there seems to be a semblance between the nose of the Empress and the charioteer. Okay, the sky is bright and sunny. The sky is bright and sunny here. There's vegetation here. When you look at the land, the soil is green, no? So there are grass in the So, okay. Now, let's go to the next journey of the Fool, which is card number 4. When we look at card number 4, we see here the Emperor. The Emperor has an armor. This charioteer also is wearing an armor. Okay. And at the same time, there are some signs of hardness in him. No, there's a sign of hardness in him also. I mean, the chariot is like an armor. It's like also something that's very masculine. No, if you look at it here, there are faces here, and there is the moon, which reminds us also of the high priestess. No, so somehow he is also in touch with mystery, and so there is a balance here of both the masculine. He is somehow here, when you look at it, the king has a lot of good boundaries. He also has some good boundaries here, and he seems to be confident. So for me, I'm looking at it, he also have qualities, an equal balance of the qualities of both the masculine and the feminine. Behind him is a kingdom, a kingdom that seems to be flourishing. There are trees behind, there are gardens, everything. So there's a balance of the masculine, the feminine, the creative part of the feminine is there. So he seems to be in an environment also that is well balanced. When you look at it also here, there is the yin and the yang, and there is the black and the white, So there is also a balance in the personality. He is in the middle of the yin and the yang, and the mystery and the reality. He is in equal direction, although both are they are running side by side, but their direction is different. So it seems like the tendency here is towards introspection. This one is towards being grounded in the reality. But despite of it, they work together, and at the same time, he doesn't have any. Usually, when there is a charioteer, there is something that attaches to the animal. There are strings that are attached to the animal to pull the chariot, and you should be holding on the reins to control this one. But here, you don't see any strings that attaches the chariot, and yet these two are spiritually pulling the chariot, and then he is able to. He doesn't have to have reins to control this one. It's as if that they are in touch. He is in touch with the inner part of him, that is the force that pulls his chariot. He is in touch with them, and there's no need to. They seem to be going in the same direction. They are in tune with each other. He doesn't have to control these things, because these things already know what is in his heart. They somehow know already which direction he wants to go, and they will bring him to that direction. So there is sort of like a union between the inner and the outer. All he has to do is to tell these two creatures where he wants to go, and they will go where he wants them to go. He seems to be very much in tune. He is like a manifester. When he wants something, it will come true. It will happen. So he is very much in touch with the interior part. There is no need anymore to exert effort. He is able to go with the flow. They will lead him. He doesn't go against where these guys are leading him, and at the same time, where he wants to go, these guys also will go. So somehow they are of the same heart, of the same spirit, of the same mind. They have one direction going, and the wings symbolizes, for me, they symbolize the presence of the divine. The divine, which controls which attaches this person to the subconscious. I feel that they are part of the subconscious, and he is part of the conscious, and they are in touch with each other. They are in union with each other, and within the center of them is the presence of the divine, and somehow they are going in the same direction. They know they are able to communicate each other where they should be going. So there is a union already of the also. He is constantly in touch with
his inner self. And when you look at it, no, the next one of the card is card number 5. After card number 4, there seems to be, this also can symbolize marriage. So it seems like there has been the marriage, these two, the union of the Empress and the Emperor has been sort of blessed, and then somehow they ended up with number 6, which is the Lovers. Okay, and from the love that has been blessed by the divine came the offspring, which is the Chariot. So for me, the Chariot is the offspring of the union of the Emperor and the Empress. And when they united, the offspring or the result is somebody who is well balanced. There is a balance between the interior and the outer, the yin and the yang. A person who is productive, fecund, who has the qualities of the Empress, and at the same time the quality of the Emperor, who is able to have good boundaries, able to command things, and the result is there is productivity in the environment around him. Development that is masculine, at the same time development that is feminine, and there's this abundance presence of the eternal waters. So when you look at it now, the result of the union of the masculine and the feminine is a well-balanced offspring. And I guess when you look at it in our personal journey in spiritual life, you can see now if there is an equal balance between the masculine and the feminine, the interior life and the exterior life, there's good communication, there is union, the result is something beautiful and productive and equal and very healthy. So if you want a very healthy spiritual life, maybe those who are reading it right now, maybe there is an invitation for us to be creative, to undergo that transformation where there will be a complete balance between the masculine and the feminine and everything, and what will result would be a chariot. The chariot symbolizes a movement forward, a big force that moves forward towards a certain goal. And when you look at it, yes, when you are equally balanced as a person, you are able to move forward to your goals with confidence, with energy, with strength. And you don't have to exert effort. You don't need reins in order to do it. You are in a good balance. You know your direction is easier for you to go forward. So this chariot is an example, is a symbol of movement forward with energy. And somehow, yes, if you are a well-balanced person already, the direction is you are able to go to your goals with great energy, with great passion and a certain balance in it. And yes, there's always the present divine will. So somehow here, after the union of the Emperor and the Empress, we find a young man full of energy, full of determination, with a very guided direction, and is able to move forward. So here it comes to a point where this charioteer symbolizes the capacity to go towards a very, very important goal in life. So when you look at it, it's a very, very positive card, and a card that shows energy and the capacity to move forward. And at the same time, there is a balance of the male and the female energies, and the presence of the divine here. Everything around him supports his direction. When you ride the chariot, you are able to go around the city, and people get to look at you. Somehow it makes me the feeling that when this charioteer goes around the city, everybody looks at him. So it's also possible that this time of your life you are already achieving a certain balance of the Emperor and the Empress, and the effort you have exerted is already giving up an offspring, and the result of that effort is that yes, you are becoming the attention of everyone around you. At the same time, you are determined and you have this energy to move forward to your goals, to your dreams, to your destiny. to what you are meant to accomplish in this world. And this is the result of it. So you are now at a point in your life where there is a capacity for you to move forward towards your goal, your mission, where you're intended to go. And you don't have to exert effort anymore, because the driving force, the one that pulls you towards the goal, is very much in touch with your heart, your spirit, and your mind. And that all you have to do is to express how you feel, and both you and the energy that brings you towards your goal will journey together, and there's no need for that. And at the same time, you have also this trust, this ability to go with the flow, let go and let God, to let go and let the divine guide you. There is a certain trust in you also. You don't need anymore the reins to control your direction. You know that wherever these two creatures are pulling you, you will be pulled to the right direction. So there's also a certain trust of going with the flow. The Sphinx is also like a guardian of a portal towards knowledge, no? A portal towards knowledge of the mysteries of life. And you have to pass by the Sphinx in order to make it there. You have to answer certain questions in order to get an answer to a mystery that is before you. So you are walking hand in hand with the Sphinx. So somehow you are able to really enter. These are portals to reality. So somehow you are in touch with them, and so you have the capacity to travel between reality and the inner world, the mystery of the unconscious. You have this capacity. You are at one with those who are guarding the portal, and so you are able to enter it. They are your friends. You are able to enter back and forth, and they will allow you to go back and forth. So in a certain sense, you are at this point in your life also wherein you are developing the capacity to constantly move back and forth between the reality of the 3D world and the 5D world. Ability to go back and forth. You are developing also that gift at this present time, between the world that we experience with our senses, into the world that is more mysterious, the inner world where we can also be in touch with the divine. So somehow you have the capacity already. These two are guardians of the portals, and you are in touch with them in a very intimate way. No need for the reins, no need for energy. You are in touch with them. There's a certain bond between the two of you. So somehow you already are also developing the capacity to be in the reality, being grounded in reality, and at the same time also very much able to go inwards in your life. So there are a lot of things you can, from just this picture and relating it to the cards that came before, you will be able to get a lot of insights, and it will be a very stimulating exercise of your intuition. Well, I will leave the other things that might come to your mind for you to work on it when you are on your own. As you study, and I feel that you will be able to get more insights here. And then you will realize that, yes, it's a good exercise of insight. You allow the card to speak to you. You develop an intimate relationship with the card. And whatever you read about the card is just a supplement. But the knowledge, it comes from your intimate relationship with the card. You talk with the card. You allow the card to talk to you. You develop a deep relationship with them. This is the importance of learning the tarot. You need to develop an intimate relationship with the card to really get to know the card, just as you get to know a friend or an intimate partner in life. There's a certain rapport or bond that develops between you and the card, and which is a very good thing. If you develop a certain bond with the card, then you are able to help other people together as partners, as teammates. Okay, so that's it for now. We go to part 2 of the Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot. Okay, we are now in part 2 of the Major Arcana card number 7, the Chariot. We will now read from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The Chariot. Okay. Going on. I hope it's clear. Okay. After the image of a strong relationship in the lovers, we find 3 cards that show how individuals might handle great change, either in their own lives or the world around them. The Chariot indicates the way of a strong will. Now is a moment to take charge of a situation with great confidence, to see crisis as opportunity. The Sphinxes look in opposite directions, symbolic of contradictions that might pull apart a situation. The Charioteer holds them together through force of personality. Subtle symbols of the previous cards permeate the image, such as the magic wand he holds, or the star crown that recalls the Empress. He has learned how to make use of different qualities to succeed. In ancient times, kings and generals rode through the streets in chariots to receive the acclaim of the people. Thus, the card indicates victory, recognition. Divinatory meanings. Strong will that overcomes problems rather than solves them. Success, possibly isolation. Warning advice. Doubt, weakness, sometimes asking for help or seeing support. Action, a time to act without doubt or hesitation. Well, that finishes part 2. Thank you and hope to see you again in the following videos. Until next time, have a great day.